Going? Okay, so welcome to the August 7th, 2021 SNARS meeting. This is normally the presentation, and we didn't have a presenter. And then a lot of people have been talking about they want to get together in person. Well, now we know next month we're going to have a swap meet. But before that, we didn't know how can we do things. So one of the things in person is mingle and greet, meet, greet, and mingle. So much like we've done when we've had things in person, and you're at a big table, you get together with people and you talk. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 rounds of breakouts where I'm going to shuffle the deck. I'm going to put people in groups of about 5 or 6, depending how the math works. And we're going to have 3 rounds. So when I shuffle the deck again, the odds are you probably won't be with all the same people. You might be with one people, we'll have to see. And you can actually talk about anything you want, but I have 3 different kind of inquiries to get it going. So think of it as you're at a table. You got 15 minutes. You'll have a countdown timer. You get to talk to each other. So before we get started, any questions about the concept? Okay, hearing nothing, let me get this going together. So let me just get the first one up here on the screen. And round 1 is meeting, and the kind of icebreaker question is how long you've been in ham radio and what got you into ham radio. Now, you guys can really talk about anything you want, just like you do at a table, but this is kind of a way to guide you. You'll have 5 or 6 people. Please give enough time for everybody to contribute. Some people want to speak longer, and some people want to speak slower. With the end of the 15 minutes, you'll have 1 minute to come back in the main room, and then it will bring you back. And then I'll shuffle the deck for the next one. So it'll take me about a half a minute to set this up. John, anything you want to say about Mingle or getting together, anything while I do this, otherwise known as your filling while I'm putting this together?
Sure. Yeah, we're really trying to come up with ways. We're not, there's a lot of uncertainty now with this Delta variant, and as everybody knows, there's a workers' crisis. I'm trying to leave this as non-political as possible. There's a crisis with being able to have people who are either willing to or able to work. And what we're discovering is that places that would normally host people are either so swamped because they're the only ones that have employees and are willing to do it, or they just really have no interest in hosting something like a club meeting. And that's not just ham club, it's all kinds of different things. We've been going round and round with a lot of different places. We even talked to Boomtown. Against our better judgment, we spoke to Boomtown, and basically what Boomtown did was they let us know that they weren't very interested in us being there, by the fact that they wanted to charge us absolutely insane amounts of money. And we're already starting to talk about the days that we'd be back in that stupid old buffet that they can't turn the sound down on. So it kind of let us know, not so indirectly, that they weren't real interested in having us there anymore, not to mention the simple pricing. So we're still working it. We're trying to get stuff done. And yes, just so everyone knows about the repeaters, because I see the question from Peter. We're working with Sierra Electronics. Jerry, who's one of the managers, or who is the manager over there, is basically going to, like he did with the DMR stuff, he's going to discount them to what he pays. So we're paying what he pays, and he has agreed. He appreciated us staying local, so he's agreed to make the pricing is absolutely attractive as he can. So we're definitely going to keep the money here in the area and support a local business.
Okay,
How'd I do, Barry?
Great. Perfect. Thanks. Okay, so the first round. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. So the first round, 15 minutes. We're in groups. Some of you are in groups of 5. Some of you in groups of 6, depending on the math. And the questions on the screen, it doesn't have to be that, but it's a way to guide you and have you connect with each other. Okay, so let me open the room, and you're going to click join. So go ahead and click join, and we'll go for 15 minutes, and you should see, I don't think I set the timer. Well, we'll set the timers next time. Okay, so David and Mike, can I help you get into your rooms? You got to turn off your mic. Open your mic, David.
Yeah, I'm here.
So do you have a thing that says open join room? Yeah, you're there. And Mike, are you there?
I don't know if you're talking to me or not. N6Y.
Yes, I am. Do you get a little thing that says join room?
Yes, I did, and I didn't. I put no, but I'm sorry. I was in off to the side talking to my son, and
Go off to the bottom, and it should say breakout. You see a breakout button?
Yeah.
Can you press that, and then it'll have a join? Do you have that or not? So welcome back, everybody. Okay, so that was about a 15-minute. We'll get the timer working this time. That will be good. And we're going to do another round. And this round, we'll call it round 2, greeting. And the possible conversation to get you started is, what's your favorite radio mode or interest in ham radio? Again, it can be about anything you want. So again, this is like being at a table. If we had an in-person meeting and you're chatting with each other, let me shuffle the deck. Let me figure out how to shuffle the deck. Maybe that would be a good thing. Wes, do you want to say anything just about like what the conversation, not what you talked about, but what the connecting to people was like while I'm shuffling the deck on this other thing?
Well, I can say as in my group. Am I unmuted? No.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
No,
You're
Now
good.
you're muted, right?
You're muted now, but
I knew it. I know.
there
Darren.
you go.
Figure out a way to mute him.
And with complicated stuff. Okay. Yeah, we talked about how you got in the radio, this, that, and what are you done with it? And it was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool, and talk to people. A lot of people, like I said, most of us we've got involved with radio. We're military, you know what I mean, afterwards. And it was just quite interesting. I thought it was a lot of fun. So anyway,
Okay, cool.
yeah, cool.
Thank you.
You betcha.
Thank you. So now we're going to go for another 15 minutes. I got the timer working now, so now the timer will, you see it on the right. So again, the possible conversation is, what is your favorite radio mode interest in ham radio? We'll go for 15 minutes, and I'll shuffle the deck, and you'll be at different groups. You might have one or two of the same. You might have none of the same people. So here we go.
Okay.
Go. So welcome back, everybody. So Jim Brown, I hope I pronounced it right, said no matter how you shuffle the deck, there's going to be more than one Jim in a room. That's good. Speaking of Jim, while I shuffle the deck, Jim, do you want to say anything really shortly about the events and participants in the that we're going to be talking about on that next Monday call while I shuffle the deck? Jim Shepard.
Okay, yeah, we're going to talk a little
Put
bit
you on the
about.
spot, you know.
We're going to talk a little bit about upcoming events and things like that, getting involved and getting on the air, and getting some
Okay,
feedback.
hold on. So sorry. Let me mute everybody up.
Somebody's got a radio on the back.
No, it's I think it's echo on the system.
Oh,
So let's just get. Hang on one sec, Jim.
No,
You
Mary,
all-
it's KC7NXP. Jim has an internet problem. He was choppy in the
Okay.
breakout room.
Okay, so I muted him, but let me just mute everybody. Jim, go ahead and unmute yourself. NXP, not NXP. Sorry, Jim Shepard. Unmute yourself if you
Okay,
can. Did I make it? Okay,
Yeah,
continue.
anyway,
Thank you so much.
we're going to talk about participation in those sort of events. Also, general participation in the club. We're approaching 500 members, and we need more than the handful that we've got running the thing now to really make it good for everybody. And that there's lots of things we can do, in that in terms of little events, even as simple as groups meeting, flash mob at a local park and cook some hamburgers for a picnic lunch and to get together, rather than having to go through all the ugly planning and that sort of thing. But yeah, there's lots of things that can be done, participating in events, and getting out there and waving our flag.
Fantastic. So we're going to have one of the rooms on the Monday night, the third Monday of the month, Monday ham radio night. We're going to have that. Okay, thanks for that little advertorial. Okay, let's go to now round number 3. So round number 3 is mingling, and the question that you might want to talk about is, what is something in ham radio that you would like to do that you haven't experienced yet or you haven't tried yet? There's lots of things. So we're going to go for another 15 minutes, and then we'll come back. We'll wrap it up. We'll stop the recording. Those that need to go can, and then we'll open it up for the Q&A. Now let's just go back to where I was, and I think we're ready to rock and roll. 15 minutes. So go ahead and open your room, and away you go. Okay, welcome back from the breakout groups. Hope that everybody had a good conversation. Is there just a couple of quick highlights, and then we can talk about other details in the Q&A? Is there any quick highlights anybody wants to mention of something they heard that they thought, wow, that's really interesting? Just open up your mic and go for it.
Well, I don't, for some reason, I can't get the right view here. Here we go. There it is.
Okay,
Oh,
the highlight is you can't get the right view. What other highlight is there?
I thought it was interesting the way people got in the radios. I think it was interesting that what people's enjoyment is and what they're looking forward to. Especially new people coming into radio. And yeah, all I can say is have fun.
Very cool. Thanks, Wes. Anybody else? A couple of highlights before we wrap
Yeah,
this portion up?
one
and get
quick
to
one,
Q&A?
K5HK Carl here.
Oh, Carl. Yeah.
Well, in one of the breakouts, I talking to Tony, and I understand he's doing a lot of portable HF ops and so forth, and soda ops. So I asked him to try to cue more of us on that. I think he's cueing the soda website or something, but I don't monitor that normally. But it's good to hear that, and I really like working the summits on the air stations. And anytime I hear one, I try to get back to them. But anyway, lots of interesting things from everybody in the rooms I heard. That's all.
Thanks. Let's take one more. Any highlights anybody heard that they want to share? So I heard a couple of things that was interesting in the three that I were in. One of them is on the thing of doing the thing you've never done before. Like Jim wanted to do W6US wanted to do moon bounce. How fascinating is that? Several of us wanted to do a satellite, so we think we're going to have somebody speak in satellite. And quite a few people are really interested in DMR coming up to speed. We know we have several people in the club. Tony does a lot for the club and also on the Monday nights. So there's just a lot of cool stuff. That's what the club's all about, helping people, helping each other. Before we close this portion of the meeting and stop the recording, go to the Q&A, anybody want to say anything about the breakouts or the meet and greet? How did it work? What did you think?
Good idea. About the best.
Yeah, it was fun, Barry. Nice.
Good idea. Good work. Good.
It was fun. Yes.
It was great catching up with Tony and seeing how the stuff in Las Vegas is operating now.
Miss the bacon and eggs.
The bacon and eggs, yep. Well, there's been a lot of conversation over the last months, as we all know, about the pandemic, and God love us, the board's been trying to find places, and that's not a board issue, that's a post-pandemic issue. So I thought, well, wait a minute, here's a way to get at least the connection portion of it. So let's continue this conversation over time. Again, next month is going to be our ham swap at Cabela's. So if you're in person, come. We may be able to do a little bit on Zoom for those that are not local. We'll have to see. And there are a number of in-person events that happen currently. One of them is the QCWA, the Quarter Century Wireless Association, is every other month. Carl, which month is it? Is it the odd or the even? I always getting confused. Is it the even?
QCWA will be next month, so I guess that would be odd, wouldn't it?
Odd. So it's the odd month, meaning January
On
1,
the
3, 5, 7, 9.
The second Saturday, 11
At
o'clock
11:30?
at Famous
11 o'clock.
Dave. 11 o'clock.
Famous Dave.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that
you
one's
can get
in
in
person.
at 11, so
Yeah,
get in.
that one's in person.
Tony's
And then there's Tony, go ahead.
Oh, we're going through the list of them. I'll hold off until you go through them.
Okay, I just go through it. So there's a Famous Dave's every other month. on the second Saturday of the month. On the odd months at 11 is when they start. They usually have a speaker at about 11:30. I don't know, how many people fit in that room, Carl? 20, 25? It's a decent sized room. It's not
Yeah,
big
I
enough
did
for the whole
25.
club.
Yeah, we usually got,
So if you want to get
there's always some space, and it's spaced out enough you're not right on somebody usually.
yeah. So there's that one. There's the QRP group. Now that one, it's not clear to me when it is because I think it moves around. And they have the same issue we do, but it's a much smaller group. So that we get announced. There is the every Monday at 7 a.m. Wes can tell you about it. Is the UNR Pack Radio Breakfast. What do you get there, Wes? Half dozen people?
On a good day, Russ, most time it's about 5, 6, maybe 7 sometimes. You know, it's just people are still COVID minded and they kind of stay away.
Okay, so there's that one. Kim, can you tell us? I know you sent me that email. Can you tell us when the YL one is and who comes to that? And is it just ladies? Can you mention that one?
Well, Yvonne Maxwell runs that one, and I got to do the math here. I think it's the second Wednesday of every month. And it's just a luncheon, and they change their location every time. And I've never actually gone to it, but they have different locations in Reno, and I assume anybody could go to it. It's the mailing list I see is all ladies.
But it's women, right? It's women, right? It's YLs?
Yes.
Yeah. They take Ray, the husband, and he has to go somewhere else. Love it.
TAP.
So there are some things that are going on that are currently in person. There are 2 others, but it's a little unclear when they meet. So there was a Wednesday and a Saturday bagel get together at Einstein's. Tom, WA6OVP, moved out of the area. I'm still in touch with him. He's going to let me know. They might have changed it to a different date. Then there is there's a Tuesday night get together that moves around. Some of the hams in the North Valleys do that one. I think it was people that were in the Bill Nichols and some of those other guys. And then on Telegram, which we're going to help promote, Telegram's a great tool. People can say, hey, anybody want to get together for lunch tomorrow at blah, blah, blah. Or, boy, the weather's nice, the smoke is cleared, let's go do a blah, blah, blah. So the point is, we can do things in person. It's trying to get 50 people in a room and food on a Saturday that's the hardest. Tony, you're on, please. What do you got to add to that?
I don't know if you said it already or not, but the Chameleon Antenna grand opening little thing that they're doing on September 11th. Did you mention that?
Early, but say it again. It was early in the prior part of the meeting, please.
Oh, okay. So just you guys should have seen it in the newsletter, but that's another event that's coming up. So September 11th at Glendale, right next to Hammond Hi-Fi, if you guys know where that's at. Of course, they're doing their open house and having a bunch.
I got a quick question.
Oh, go ahead.
Barry, you said WA6OVP moved out of the area. Where did he go?
He went down to Santa Rosa to be with his sister.
Really?
I mean, is that a permanent move?
He's a Nevada resident, and he's living with his sister. He's
That's
still
a permanent move.
Resident. He's still
It's
living
a
with
long-term temporary move.
Long-term temporary.
So but I'll tell you, he comes back from time to time. He's been back twice that I know, and I think he's coming back to visit. So he gets on Fusion and he gets on DMR, so he's still here. But
That's why I haven't heard him on the air. I only do analog.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
And that group that
before we close.
That group that meets at Einstein's is on Sunday now.
Oh.
Yeah, who mentioned that?
Peter.
Peter Dubé?
Yep.
Yeah.
So what's the time, Peter? Is it and we'll get it into the place in New.
Yeah, it's noon on Sundays. It used to be on Saturdays, but that conflicted with their religious schedule, and so they moved it to Sundays.
Okay. That's good. I talked to Tom, but we'll get that in. We'll get a list of this up here. I was talking to Kim the other day. We were brainstorming of maybe getting the list. Actually, we'll get it updated on the community webpage, and maybe pin it or put it in a place where people can find it. And then a Telegram is an easy place for people to share. Tony, can you tell them how to find Telegram? Is it on that web? Is it on the homepage?
Yeah, so if you go to snars.org/telegram, I'll put it in the channel. That'll get you started, or you can go on the SNARS website and go scroll towards the bottom of the page and you'll see a link for Telegram. So either way, but that provides you the information on how to install the little client or use the web version or use it on your mobile. It's non-Facebook, non-Telegram, or non-Twitter, all those other ones, and having ads and things like that. Plus, it allows us to channelize our conversation. So you'll find me always on that because I'm always monitoring that just because of SNARS, and also part of the Brandmeister team. We use that constantly for communicating to all of our admins around the world, updates, issues, support, things like that. So it's a pretty well used product.
Yeah, so just to be clear, Telegram is the tool, but there are like these different channels, like frequencies. So one of them is for SNARS, another for Brandmeister. And so there's the one for SNARS that you can post anything you want. Hey, there's activity on 10 meters. Hey, does anybody want to get together and go out and set up an antenna in the field tomorrow at 2 o'clock? It's just a great way to get together. So we encourage people to get together in person and do things. The issue isn't the in-person. The issue is in-person, 50 or more people on a Saturday with food. That's the issue. So, and hopefully as many people can come. We'll have the swap 1 month from, well, it won't be 1 month from today. It will be the next month. And thanks, Tony, for updating the Reno ham swap website. So with this concludes this portion of the presentation, or the meet and greet portion of the SNARS monthly meeting for August the 7th, 2021.